the good lady from the 40th District, Representative Lekanoff.
Thank you. Madam Chair, my colleagues, have you ever shaken someone's hand and watched them wipe it across their pants and not look you in the eye? I came across this when I came down from Alaska to the lower 48. It was my experience. When I decided to run for the People's House, it was told to me, people said, this is not my America. They said if you had to choose between being Native and being American, what would you choose? They said to me, you don't belong here. Go back to where you come from. It's with courage that I stand here today. Think about that. Go back to where you come from. What do you do? What do you do? You rise. We rise. And I remembered, I am the first American. I am the first American, and I'm honored to be in this room with all of you. Our Native bloodlines, our cultures, my values are deeply rooted into the lands and the waters and the resources. It's 2019. We can do better. And we are. Now, I'm here today as your first Native American woman to serve in the House of Representatives. And it's an honor to look at all of the beautiful faces on this floor. I'm here because I, too, believe in Dr. King's dream of equality, a dream that's never going to be finished. Women now make up 40% of the Washington State Legislature and 25% of the state legislatures across the United States. We are at the decision-making table. I am a decision maker. I'm a 7th-generation decision maker. I'm a woman, I'm a mom. I can think of no other way. Women have taken Dr. King's dreams and we've made it our own. You'll see often in me, in my hands, I have one hand holding the teaching of my ancestors. In my other hand, I have the teachings and the unwritten stories of those children yet to come. Dr. King and I share these teachings and this dream of honoring our past, of our elders, so we can make a better work for our children. Not some children, all children. Today is a day of remembrance. Today, I remember my grandmother. I remember how much she suffered to give back to her family, to make sure those grandchildren's grandchildren's grandchildren, whom she'll never meet, have a future. I grew up in a small place most of you probably never know of. It's a place that makes up who I am today. It's a small Alaska rural community called Yakutat, a place that carries my bloodline. I carry a place of where my name comes from. My name is Hicks-Chissy. My grandmother taught me to respect our culture, our traditions, and to always remember to honor all living creatures. Along with our elders, she made sure that we took care of everybody in our community. Everybody was created, and everybody should be treated equally. No one ever went hungry. No one was ever alone. And no one was ever treated as if they were never good enough. Everybody mattered. These are my teachings. As a little girl, I looked up to her. I looked up to my grandmother. She was a leader. She was a fighter. For this little girl, she was my hero. Washington State has many heroes to remember for their words and their deeds. They suffered and sacrificed for the same dream. Equality for all people. Equality for all people. I remember Kip Takuda. I remember Bernie Whitebear. I remember Bob Santos. I remember Billy Frank Jr. Billy Frank Jr. and Dr. King intertwined in history as heroes who fought for the principles of human rights. They did it in their way, with peace and respect and love for all. In 2015, Billy received the Martin Luther King Jr. Distinguished Service Award for Humanity Achievement. Just as Dr. King had sit-ins for segregation, Billy Frank, he had fish-ins. Let me tell you a little story. You know, in 1945, on the Nisqually River in the bitter cold, Billy was in the river, it was quiet. He was in his canoe. He had a fishing net in one hand, and he had a dog salmon in the other. And as he pulled that dog salmon over the canoe, he heard this big booming voice across the silent night on the river. "You're under arrest." And a game warden came running down the bank. You guys can see how intimidating running down the bank. Game warden came running down the bank. And Billy yelled back, "Leave me alone. I live here. I fish here." This is our Washington story. Billy would be arrested over 50 times for his peaceful fish-ins, and his life would never be the same. But like Dr. King, he never gave up. And while we still have work to do, I still have hope. I dream with all of you. I raise my hands in gratitude to Dr. King and Billy Frank Jr. and so many others who suffer to ensure that we all sit here as one. Dr. King was a leader, a man who inspired us, not just by his words, but by his deeds. He was a man, he was a warrior. He was a warrior who fought against inequality and injustices. Dr. King was and is our hero. This man knew that real change could only happen if everyday people did the right thing. This man's spirit stood with Nathan Phillips in Washington, D.C. this weekend when he shared his traditional songs with silent resilience and the courage within his heart. He did this in a peaceful manner. I don't stand here alone today. I don't stand here alone today. I stand with all of you who have welcomed me, who make me feel as if I am in a safe place, as if I am equal. If you take a moment and you just close your eyes, you will see and hear your heroes. You will hear their voices come to you. Remember their teachings. Remember to rise as Dr. King did for all of us. And remember to shake the hand of your colleague next to you and say, "Thank you for being courageous and being here today." For we truly are in the people's house. Thank you.
Thank you.